Hello, good morning student. My name is Dr. Prabhat Kumar, tutor, Department of Physiology in Magad Medical College, Gaya. We are going to discuss about the urine formation, that is the mechanism of urine formation. So this is the main slide, that is the afferent arteriole, efferent arteriole, refiltration, reabsorption, filtration, reabsorption, secretion and excretion. So first arrow is showing the filtration, glomerular filtration in the Bowman's capsule. Second is peritubular reabsorption, peritubular capillaries in the reabsorption tubule, that is the proximal part of renal tubule. Arrow 2 is showing the reabsorption from the tubule to the peritubular capillaries, and from peritubular capillary, that is from blood to the renal tubule, and finally excretion. So urinary excretion is equal to filtration minus reabsorption plus secretion. That is the main things. That is the main things of the mechanism of urine formation. So urine formation. Urine is composed of water, certain electrolytes and various waste products that are filtered out of the blood system. For the production of urine, the kidney do not simply pick waste products out of the bloodstream and send them along for final disposal. The kidneys, 2 million or more nephrons, about 1 million in each kidney, form urine by 3 precisely regulated processes, that is filtration, reabsorption and secretion. These are the 3 main things for urine formation, that is filtration, reabsorption and secretion. Filtration, blood courses through the glomeruli, much of its fluid containing both useful chemicals and dissolved waste materials soak out of the blood through the membrane, that is osmosis and diffusion. That is the passive mechanism of transport, that is osmosis, and diffusion is the passive mechanism of transport, cellular transport. It is then filtered and then flows into the Bowman's capsule. The product of formed is collectively known as glomerular filtrate. Filtration. Glomerular filtrate, that is water, waste products, excess salts, that is sodium and potassium, glucose and other chemicals that have been filtered out of the blood. So that is called glomerular filtrate. I am showing that is the glomeruli, and that is the Bowman's capsule, and that is the proximal part of convoluted tubule. That is the longest part of the nephron. That is the longest part of nephron, that is the proximal convoluted tubule, and this is the loop of Henle. That is the thin part of descending loop of Henle and thin part of ascending loop of Henle, and that is the thick part of ascending loop of Henle, and this is the distal tubule, and this is the collecting tubule and collecting duct. Filtration again, glomerular filtration rate, that is the GFR. Glomerular filtration rate, that is the GFR, total rate of filtration of the glomerulus. The normal rate is 125 ml per minute. 125 ml per minute is equal to 180 liter per day. So glomerular filtration rate, that is the GFR, is so. Hello. 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 Hello.
हेलो हेलो
हेलो हेलो
बोलते जाइए
हेलो
बोलते जाइए ना
हेलो glomerular filtration rate, total rate of filtration of the glomerulus, the normal rate is 125 ml per minute and 125 ml per minute is equal to 180 liter per day. Filtration. But why don't we exceed 180 liter of water per day? That is reabsorption. Reabsorption, movement of substances out of the renal tubules back into the blood capillaries. They are located around the tubules. Substances reabsorbed are water, glucose and other nutrients, and sodium and other ions. Reabsorption begins in the proximal convoluted tubules and continues in the loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubules and collecting tubules. Reabsorption continue. About 99% of the 180 liter of the water that leave the blood each day by glomerular filtration returns to the blood from the proximal tubule through the process of passive reabsorption. I described previously that is the passive reabsorption. So formation of urine is equal to 180 liter minus 179 liter absorption each here. So formation of urine is 1 liter, 1 to 1.5 liter. So out of 180 liter filtration, 179 liter is reabsorbed. So final formation of urine is equal to 1 liter. Reabsorption. Nutrient glucose is entirely reabsorbed back into the blood from the proximal tubule. In fact, it is actively transported out of the tubules and into the peritubular capillary. So reabsorption of glucose is actively. So here it is active transport of active reabsorption of glucose. Sodium ions and other ions are only partially reabsorbed from the renal tubules back into the blood. Reabsorption continue. Amount depends largely on the how much salt we take in from the foods that we eat. So sodium intake increases and decreases intake of reabsorption in the blood. So we take more sodium in the diet and reabsorption in the blood is decreases. What happens next? That is secretion. Secretion. Substances move into the distal and collecting tubules from the blood in the capillaries around these tubules. Secretion. 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 Substances move into the distal and collecting tubules from the blood in the capillaries around these tubules. So I am repeating again. Secretion. Substances move into the distal and collecting tubules from the blood in the capillaries around these tubules. Secretion is reabsorption in reverse. Secretion is reabsorption in reverse. That is a route of transmission. That is reabsorption is substances from tubules to the blood. That is reabsorption is substances move from tubules to the blood, and secretion is reverse. Thus reverse to reabsorption. That secretion is substances moving from blood to the tubules. That is a secretion. substances moving from blood to the tubules. Secretion continue. Substances are secreted through either an active transport mechanism or as a result of diffusion across the membrane. So active transport mechanism is acted by the sodium potassium pump, sodium chloride pump, sodium hydrogen potassium hydrogen pump, or sodium potassium 2 chloride pump. That is active transport occurred by the sodium potassium ATPase, sodium hydrogen pump, sodium potassium 2 chloride pump, and sodium chloride pump. So substances are secreted through either an active transport mechanism or as a result of diffusion across the membrane. That is, diffusion is a passive transport through the membrane. Secretion plays a crucial role in maintaining the body's acid-base balance. Another example of an important body function that the kidney participate in. So acid-base balance we explain later. Summary: filtration of water and dissolved substances out of the blood in the glomeruli and into the Bowman's capsule. The absorption of water and dissolved substances out of the kidney tubules back into the blood. Note that this process prevents substances needed by the body from being lost in the urine. So nutrients are reabsorbed. Glucose, amino acid and important electrolytes are reabsorbed here. Secretion of hydrogen ions, potassium ions, ammonia ions and certain drugs out of the blood and into the kidney tubules, where they are eventually eliminated in the urine. So I am showing here that is a reabsorption of glucose, amino acid, protein, vitamins, lactate, urea, uric acid, sodium ion, potassium ion, calcium ion, magnesium ion, chloride ion, bicarbonate ion and water. So reabsorption in proximal convoluted tubules and secretion, that is from blood to the tubule, that is secretion urea, uric acid, creatinine, some drugs, hydrogen ion and ammonia ion, and reabsorption of water, that is from the ascending limb loop of Henle, that is a reabsorption of water, and reabsorption of sodium, potassium and chloride, and secretion of urea in the loop of Henle. And again in the distal tubule, reabsorption of sodium, chloride, bicarbonate and water. And in collecting duct, secretion of hydrogen ion, potassium ion and ammonium ion. And finally secretion of collecting duct here is water and urea. So this picture showing all the things: reabsorption, secretion, and that is reabsorption. So this is reabsorption, this is reabsorption, this is secretion, this is secretion. So this picture is very important for examination purpose and for understanding. So I am explaining this picture in next class. This is very vast things, and I am explaining this picture in next class. So thank you.